Are your own thoughts lying to you? That's the question for the day. Now, I really enjoy spending time thinking. And one of the things that I most enjoy thinking about is thinking itself. I'm talking about the process of thinking about my thoughts and how my beliefs and my values, my experiences affect my actual thought process. Now, recently, I've been spending many hours thinking about something called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive, which means thinking or understanding, and dissonance, which means disharmony or conflict. We all experience cognitive dissonance when what we think conflicts or is not in harmony with something that we are seeing or hearing or experiencing in our lives. Now, here's what's really interesting and why I'm paying so much attention to this right now. When we experience cognitive dissonance, we tend to lie to ourselves. It's really just that simple. We conjure things up to make the facts fit our beliefs, or worse yet, our minds close, and we simply disregard or dismiss any conflicting thoughts without even testing or even allowing for the possibility of their validity. Now, here's a tired but poignant example of what I'm talking about. If you're at a place where it's safe to do so, close your eyes and just imagine with me for just a minute. Imagine your arms slightly bent at the elbow and your palms are up. And say I gently place a bowling ball in one hand, and in your other hand I place a golf ball. Now just imagine feeling the weight of each ball. Now, if you can, imagine straightening your arms out at the elbow. How long do you think you could hold each ball out in front of you with your arms straight? Now, maybe the golf ball for a long time, right? And maybe the bowling ball just for a few seconds. But now imagine this. So just imagine that weight and that contrast between the two balls. Now imagine, say you go out to the middle of the Golden Gate Bridge. You have both balls, you're holding them out, and you drop them both at the same time. Which do you think is going to make the biggest splash? Right? It's going to be that bowling ball. Right? Now here's another question. Which do you think is going to hit the ground or hit the water first? Which do you think is going to hit the water first? See, here's the thing that's interesting. The golf ball and the bowling ball, they're both going to hit the water at the same time. Now, you may well have known that from the beginning of the story, but I'll tell you, a lot of people, they don't know that, and for good reason. It seems so logical that the big, heavy bowling ball is going to hit the water first. Now, of course, the fact is that it doesn't. The balls both hit the water at the same time. And Google it if you want to know all the reasons and Newton's law and all the rest. But the question that I have is this: why would people assume the first answer? Why would they assume that the heavy ball is going to hit the ground first? Remember, all ideas are all based on something. Even if they're wrong, they're based on something. Otherwise it would make no sense, right? We'd all just be crazy. We base our ideas on something. The idea that a heavy object falls faster seems to agree with our everyday observation. It just makes sense. It's so logical. This is also the reason that many of us persist in believing things that are just not true. They're incredibly logical, but they're not true. Now, one of the things that I most value is my capacity to make rational, informed decisions, right? My autonomy. Now, one of my beliefs is that people, especially marketers and advertisers, but also well-meaning people, family and friends and musicians, people who write books and make movies and all the rest, that all these things have an effect on our thinking. Here are a few examples. Love means what? Never having to say you're sorry. Of course, that's bunk, right? That's just lame. But for many people, that was put in our minds in that movie, and we were trying to make some sense out of that. Does it really mean, maybe I don't have to say I'm sorry about this. Maybe, I should be more accepting or whatever. It creates that cognitive dissonance. Now, how about this? And they remember the Who, right? From the early 70s, they had a song that said, When I want to go home, I'm going mobile, right? Going mobile, right? Now, I hitchhiked North America in 1973. Now, not because of this song, but when I look back at it now at 60 years old, I think that the song and other songs like Truckin' and Me and You and A Dog Named Boo, those things all affected my thinking back there. And I'm pretty sure things like TV commercials got me to use like Irish Spring soap. Do you remember that? They had the old Irish guy and he took the knife and he would slice that off. I thought that was cool, right? It seemed, I don't know what, but I think I was persuaded to use that soap because of that. See, here's what I'm getting at, is our thinking and our decisions are affected by all kinds of things. Some as potentially innocent as a song, and others as decidedly pointed as a television commercial. The Marlboro Man comes to mind, right? For me, thinking about my thinking and questioning why I do what I do, it allows me to feel that I'm deliberately keeping my life on course and living true to my higher self. Does what I'm saying here resonate with you? Do you take time daily or at least regularly to think about your thoughts and why you do what you do? I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What would you like to do? What do you do to stay on the divine path? All the best to you and to all of your loved ones, and I hope to talk with you soon. Bye.